I'm going to you first. Who acquitted themselves with relation to North Carolina? Who acquitted themselves the best this week in the live ball that you were able to watch?
I think me and Sean are going to have the same answer, but it's TJ Power, Thomas Power Jr. 100%. I don't think there's really any question. He, really about 2.5 weeks ago, we knew who he was, but we didn't really know who he was because North Carolina wasn't recruiting him. And during that time, basically since Kansas City, since Sean saw him there, in those 2.5 weeks, some kind of light bulb has gone off, and his confidence is sky high, and I think that's definitely a part of it. And he's playing just tremendous basketball. And what I like about him, and I think what everybody likes about him, is he's not just a scorer shooter. It's easy to see how well he shoots it and assume, oh, he's a specialist and that's what he's going to do. But his rebounding numbers are good. His assist numbers are great for someone who's likely to play the four in college. You're getting 4.7 assists per game in the EYBL. That's over 25 games over the last 4 months. He's averaged almost 5 assists a game from the four spot. I think that says a lot about how the ball doesn't stick. And we've said it on here at least 92 times since last November. What made North Carolina get going offensively, Sean pointed out, was when Brady Manick started moving the ball and it kind of became contagious. And I think that's what Power is able to do from the four spot. So I don't want to take everything because I'm pretty sure that's what Sean's going to say as well. But yeah, I mean, he was phenomenal down in Augusta.
Yeah, and I read the interview that you did with him that is now on the InsideCarolina.com premium message boards. It sounds like this kid's a really unselfish player. The comment that jumped off the page at me or off the screen at me was, I want to get some of my other guys some offers, talking about wanting to get some love for some of the other guys on his team.
Let me add there. I mean, he was not 100%. And
Mm-hmm.
I think other players who, I would say other players may have shut it down at that point, but I think he didn't because he knew that coaches were going to come see him. And if they came and saw him, they would see his teammates. So I think that says a lot about him.
I know he's no longer with the program, but I could really see Roy Williams making a lot of Marvin Williams comparisons to a kid that makes a comment like that, especially on the record. Sean, how do you feel like TJ Power may have impressed you or solidified his position last week?
Yeah, it goes to just how quickly things can change during these July live periods and why they're so fun to follow. Going back to Kansas City, Friday night he has a huge game, and that was the last day that the UNC staff was there, and thought they were focusing more on Wilcher because they're playing at the same time. But all of a sudden, the Saturday, there's a lot more coaches outside the Indiana's, UVA's, Iowa's that were recruiting him, and now here we are in Peach Jam. And I think the thing, as we continue to scroll through the updated thread from Sherelle and Ben, you kept seeing 2 coaches, 3 coaches, 4 coaches all putting their attention on TJ Power. So they're a little behind some of the other schools, but at the same time moving very quick and very aggressively. So I think that was really the main thing that caught my eye in terms of new recruits. And then also for me, one of the questions was, how was Simeon Wilcher going to do at Peach Jam? He had one fantastic game in Kansas City against BABC and TJ Power. Their team is not known for their defense, but he also had some ups and downs. And I think, especially at the beginning of the week, that he had some phenomenal efforts and showcased what I think a lot of people believe he can truly be.